What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and slide on these topics. And I want to start this video off by talking about something I talked about a day or so ago as it pertains to the passing of John Amos. So I covered that story and I told you guys that I felt that the son was the issue, and I still feel that way. And I want to play another snippet of Shannon Amos, which is John Amos's daughter, talking about this situation that transpired with him passing and her and also the family not knowing about it until we found out. And Mr. Amos had already been passed away for 45 days. So here's this snippet, and I want you guys to listen closely to what Shannon had to say about this matter, and then I'll be back.
Came into my father's life at my brother's request. And we believe that the three of them conspired together to take advantage of my father, who was diagnosed in 2016 with Alzheimer's, Lewy bodies, dementia. I have it in writing from the hospital. My father, though, bounced back, was doing really well up until about 2022. We started to see that he could no longer really care for himself. And that was the point when my brother moved in and started making allegations that a caregiver was stealing money from him.
Shannon, you were shut out. You were not able to see your dad toward the end of his life. What do you say the motive behind shutting you out and then, cremating the body almost a month ago? What do you say is behind all of this?
I think it's several things. It's my brother's need to control. He struggles with drug addiction and mental health issues. We went through this with my mother, but it didn't play out publicly because she's not a celebrity. I think that my brother had him cremated quickly so that law enforcement couldn't do and the family couldn't ask for an autopsy. We knew that my father had congestive heart failure. He's had congestive heart failure. We know that he wasn't in any kind of hospice care or home care. My dad had the best insurance through SAG-AFTRA. He should have been at Cedars-Sinai. We know that they dropped him off at, I believe it was Inglewood Hospital. Makes no sense, but it also means that they had no medical records there. We know that Belinda Foster was posing as either me or his daughter. We found that out from the hospital. My daughter will share more on that. But he likely died alone without any family, and that my brother wasn't even present, that he had Belinda drop him off at the hospital.
Are police investigating this at all, Shannon?
We are going to seek an investigation. There is a pattern because in Colorado, a doctor reached out to me. My father's primary care reached out to me, extremely concerned that when my brother moved in, he had began withholding my father's medication. He wasn't giving him any medication. My dad also had cancer, and he was supposed to come in for cancer treatments. That never happened. And that doctor told me that without the medication, my father would die.
All right, so you guys just heard that. Now, is it me? Or you can drop down in the comments and let me know that I'm reaching a little bit too much, like some of you often like to do. That's fine. My platform is open for criticism and things of that nature. But is she implying that she may not believe that her father passed away from the complications that he was suffering from? Or is she saying that maybe medication that he needed was withheld from him against his own will? I mean, it seems as though that she's implying that something strange is lurking around the passing of her father and that KC may be responsible, allegedly. Now, make no mistake about it, logically speaking, Mr. Amos was suffering from quite a few things in his final days, and that's to be expected. The man was 84 years old. But given the nature of his passing and how his afterlife arrangement was handled, it almost comes across like KC was trying to cover up something, allegedly. Because the turn of events from Mr. Amos passing happened so quickly and swiftly, it was handled quietly. No one knew about it until 45 days after the situation took place. And it comes across to me that Shannon, along with the rest of her family, are not ruling out foul play here. She already said this man was neglected and likely passed away alone. And I want you guys to go to his TikTok, KC Amos on TikTok, and just look at this brother, because he was dancing and just doing a whole bunch of like positive videos in the midst of knowing that he buried his father without telling the rest of his family. He seemed as though he was so very happy and so joyful. And I just can't understand that ideology coming from someone that just lost their beloved father. Now, I want you guys to pay close attention to the date of this video where KC is dancing. It says 8/13/2024. So if we estimate, give or take, 45 days from when John Amos's passing was made public, it would mean that John Amos passed away somewhere between August the 22nd, 23rd, 24th of this year. So the date of this video is 8/13. So we're talking about a total of 16 to 17 days max that you're already on your platform dancing and acting as if nothing happened. Now, they weren't able to do a toxicology report on John Amos because they cremated him so fast. And that toxicology report would have told Shannon and the rest of her family if he had something in his system that didn't belong there, and if he had the actual medicine in his system that he should have been taking, and that he wasn't neglected or deprived from his medicine to keep him alive potentially longer. And so this is just a messed up situation all the way around. I'm glad that Shannon is stepping up and taking the bull by the head, and she's gonna actually go through this process and see what the deal was. Because I told you guys in my previous video, this had greed written all over it, and now Shannon is suspecting foul play, allegedly. Now, KC has come out and said he was just honoring the wishes of his father and that his father didn't want Shannon Amos around. And Shannon is calling cap on that, and she also said KC went against their father's wishes because ultimately John did not want to be cremated. So this entire situation is a mess. But anyway, I want to move on, because if we're going to talk about Diddy, we're going to talk about everybody that's being caught up with these SA allegations. And in this particular situation, this British businessman has been found guilty and ordered to pay $900 million. So his name is Alki David, and in 2008 he was the majority shareholder of Leventis David Group, which owns Coca-Cola Hellenic bottling plants in 28 countries. So check out what this demon was up to and the reason why he has to pay $900 million.
Coca-Cola is shaking because one of their top executives, the Coca-Cola heir, Alki David, is in trouble for a lot of extra. There's a lot to the story. Let's talk about it. So Alki runs a lot of companies, but in this particular situation, he is ordered to pay $900 million. Now, this is not the first time that Alki has been in trouble for extra. He assaulted a young lady and put his company in danger of having to pay $70 million prior to this. So $70 million before, $900 million now. I mean, I know you're a billionaire, but isn't that all the money? I think that's all the money you had left, and all because you couldn't keep it to yourself. But here's the story. So in the $900 million case, there was a lady that they're calling Jane Doe, but in the reports they call her Margarita. So Margarita was a model who started working with his hologram company, Hologram USA. Hologram USA is a company that brings celebrities back to life that have been deceased and brings them out to perform. They're the ones that did the Tupac. They're the ones that I'm sure brought Kim Kardashian's father back to life when Kanye did that for Kim's birthday. He brought a special message out, but it was told by her deceased father. That is a Hologram USA, event. And so he owns this company. He also owns Swiss X, which is a cannabis oil company made in Switzerland that is a project between him and the Prime Minister of Switzerland. So these are heavy hitters working together in these different businesses. Now, the hologram company is where the lady Margarita first used to work at, but then they went on a trip to Greece. He tried to kiss her. She, said no to his advances. Then she ended up getting fired. After getting fired, he rehired her to work for the CBD oil Swiss X company. She ends up working for the Swiss X company. He invites her to his hotel room to test out some cannabis oils. When she tested out the cannabis, she said that she felt inebriated. And then in that time, he played with him in front of her and made her touch him. Okay, that was that incident. Then after that, in the office, they had an incident of allegedly full-blown R-ing in his office. So there's a lot going on with this guy. He's a British guy, but he's born in Lagos, Nigeria. But they called him a race like Syriot or something. I think he's an Arabic guy. I would call him like an Arabic guy. And He's a freaky guy. He's in trouble for a lot of freaky stuff. There's a lady that was being represented by Gloria Allred that came out and told her story. Mahim Khan. This is Mahi Khan. She used to be an employee of Alki David's, and she got Gloria Allred on the case out there talking about she would come to work. He would come around to her cubicle, put his junk in her face, try to essay her at the desk, always coming to her cubicle, touching her face, touching her hair, doing inappropriate touchings, okay? And she sued him. So to get Gloria Allred on the case, there's got to be some real hard evidence of you being overly freaky down to these companies that you work, Alki David. At these jobs, they said that there was a room that they called the room, and on the door was a pornographic image photo, and also it was the words her ass. If you say it quickly, it says her ass. They said people were brought in that room and were, essayed a lot in the offices of the companies that he works on. Film One TV, the Holograph one, the Swiss one. Like, it's all workplace sexual assault, workplace violence. And y'all know what's going down with Diddy is going down with everybody. People are getting accounted for their overly freaky ways, and ways that back in the day was seen as boys being boys, guys having fun down to the workplace. And now they're getting sued. So he's just another one of the number, and we're continuing to see who goes down next.
Now, Alki David has an estimated net worth of $2.35 billion. And he has the money to pay it, but that's a big chunk of your net worth. $900 million. I guess you still have a little over $1 billion left, but at the end of the day, man, that's a lot of money. But you put yourself in that position and you violated this particular woman, and she deserves to recoup those funds and live the rest of her life comfortably, because I'm not sure if $900 million will alleviate the nightmares that you created for her and how you violated her. But anyway, I want to move along and talk about this rant that Ray J went on as it pertains to Jaguar Wright. So he called out Jaguar because she went on Piers Morgan and gave that interview where she was talking about Jay-Z, Beyonce, so forth and so on. And Ray J felt like Jaguar should have came to him and did an interview, and he basically kind of went off on her, but then apologized at the end for being rude and for cursing. So what I want to do right now is play you guys that clip and then a reaction to the clip, and then I want to play you something that I found funny. This was a woman that was impersonating Jaguar, and I found it so funny. I'm going to play that clip here for you guys too, so sit tight and I'll be back.
Hey, yo, Jaguar Wright, I told you I had an opportunity for you. I told you I had bags for you. I'm trying to hear what you got to say. But you want to keep taking these others in the money and not showing love to the community? The weakest fuck. Hit me right now so I can make sure you get a bag and I can understand what you talking about so we'll know what's the truth and what's not. That's janky. You ain't hitting me back, but you hitting all these other motherfuckers back. That's from all these other countries. Like you safe over there. You safe with me. Stop acting scary. Jaguar, hit me back right the now whenever you can. With all due respect, and I love you, and I'm sorry for cursing. Help me be a better person. Call me back.
Ray J calls out Jaguar Wright, so you got Ray J calling out Jaguar Wright for going on Piers Morgan and speaking about P. Diddy and Jay-Z, right? Ray J was like, man, that's weak. You could have hit me up. You could have hollered at me and did the interview with me. You don't went on them folks platform to talk about the brothers. You should have kept it in the community. Woo woo. So it seems that Ray J didn't like Jaguar going on Piers Morgan and speaking about P. Diddy and them, right? I'm like, hey, that's Ray J, right? Ray J has a right to give his opinion on the matter. I believe Jaguar Wright be on everybody's platform, right? This would be my only critique to Ray J. Like, Jaguar Wright be on everybody's platform, brothers' platform, and everything. Matter of fact, she be on more brothers' platforms than anybody else, right? But hey, that boy Ray J basically checked Jaguar Wright. He wanted her to basically come on his platform instead of going on Piers Morgan's.
Think about the series finale of Moesha. What happened to Miles? Jay-Z kidnapped Miles from Moesha. We have not seen that little boy in years. And where do you think Jimmy Hoffa's body is? Who do you think has it? And Diddy got her pregnant. Jay-Z had Farrah's luggage. Why you think the song was crying? Yo, I was in the back seat when Tupac got shot. I was in the back seat. The windows were tinted. Y'all couldn't see me. I was back there. The diddler did it. Judy from Family Matters. Diddy took her. Liza Minnelli was supposed to play Dina in Dreamgirls. And guess who made a phone call? Under my umbrella, Ella. All these hurricanes? Who do you think is controlling the weather machine?
All right, so you guys just heard all of that. And so it's very simple and plain to me when I think about maybe the reason why Jaguar doesn't want to fool with Ray J is because there have been speculating rumors for quite some time that Ray J was the last person that Whitney Houston saw. And the fact that Ray J may have allegedly gave Whitney some bad stuff to take her on up out of here, right? And if you guys remember, it hadn't been too long ago where Stunner Girl called him out and basically said, instead of worrying about me, and I'm paraphrasing what she said, worry about what you did to Wendy Williams, because Wendy has not been the same ever since y'all linked up when Wendy was going through her divorce from Kevin. And according to Jag, she's already paranoid and nervous. She feels like somebody has a hit on her, right? And just to clarify what I meant in my last video, because I didn't go into depth when I said that somebody would take care of her for free, this is what I was meaning. Somebody within the industry, like a Ray J, allegedly, not saying that he's up to that, but what I'm saying is somebody within the industry could get to Jaguar through a drink, because she does drink, or through other things, because I hear that she does other things too, allegedly. There's no proof behind that, but that's what I heard. So I would think that somebody within the industry would get her, not nobody on the street. They're not gonna pay no $500,000 for Jaguar, respectfully, right? But at the end of the day, I feel that Jaguar does not want to talk or fool with Ray J because he could be potentially dangerous. Now, just thinking about things, if somebody within the industry was to get Jaguar, that person may receive benefits that could be $500K or more. So maybe technically she's right, but I'm going to stand on business and say that they're not going to put somebody up to it in the streets to go after Jaguar. So that's the reason why I feel that she has declined to speak to Ray J up until this point. Who knows, they may link up together later on. But anyway, I want to move on and I want to talk about Kim Porter. So just a few days ago, it was announced that Kim Porter's book was finally removed off of Amazon. Due to the great efforts of the lawyers that I'll be sure put in place, they sent cease and desist to Amazon and Chris Todd to remove the book off of Amazon, or there was a lawsuit coming. And so I was happy about the situation. I thought it was a bad look from the start. I don't believe that those were Kim's words. But what I want to do right now is play you guys this clip, and then I'm gonna come back with some interesting information that I found, and it's easy to find. I'm not saying that it's like, oh, I had to go above and beyond to find this information, but it's sickening, it's disrespectful, and it just lets you know how deplorable people can be. So check out this clip and I'll be back.
Kim Porter's book has been pulled off of the Amazon bookshelf. Let's get into it. So Kim Porter, we all know, we've all heard the stories, the speculations that she has a memoir, diary, some type of book. Supposedly this book could have been the reason why she had such an early demise, that she passed away at such a young age, because people believe that she was writing this book, and people like Sean Combs didn't like the idea that she was writing this book, and then all of a sudden she's no longer with us anymore. I do believe there is some type of book. I just don't think this book was the one. And either does her family. So apparently this writer of this book, he has no direct correlations with the family. There's no way for him to really show any direct ties to anybody in Porter's family or close friend circle. It's also acknowledged that this book was wild. This book had crazy info in it, but a lot of this book felt fabricated. It felt like whoever wrote this book was just getting information from the conspiracy theorists, from a lot of speculations and allegations, put it together, called it a memoir, and then it hit the Amazon shelves. As many of you guys know, anybody could write a book. I could write a book, you could write a book, your grandma could write a book, your auntie could write a book, anybody could write a book. They could also publish that book on Amazon and begin to collect revenue. So with this being told, there's no accuracy. There's no proof that this book was really hers. When you get into the book, when you hear the inserts of people talking about the chapters, I've listened to some people talk about the chapters. To me, the book sounded like trash from what I heard. I could tell it was just stuff they accumulated from the conspiracy theorists, the people with speculations, ideas like me, and they basically put a book together. Some of the stories were very wild, fetched, like the night that after the Shine shooting, they went back to Kim Porter's house, J-Lo and Sean Combs. I doubt that. And basically, it was just, you could just tell it was a fugazi, it was a fake, it felt like a really bad rumor. Well, anyways, Albie Shur, who is the first relationship, I believe marriage that she had, and she had a son with him, he basically was named in this book and named to be having some weird events with Diddy. But anyways, he put out a cease and desist. And I will tell you, when I heard that, I knew right then and there that book was fake. Now, if you would have told me that Sean was just after Albie Shur to kick his butt, I would have believed that. But the whole, like, no, come on. So this is my thing. If you bought this book, not all good things are true. Also, sometimes when it feels too good to be true, it's probably not true. Okay, I'm just going to let you guys know that. So I would ask for your money back, because this book has been certified as a fugazi. And if you don't know what a fugazi means, it means fake. I'll be sure to put out the cease and desist. And also, the author has not been able to basically claim that this book is authentic or is real. They can't guarantee that. So what? And they said that to the Rolling Stone magazine. So you know this book is fake. Pull it off, get rid of it, get your money back. Bye.
All right, so you guys just heard all of that. So like I previously stated, I was happy that Kim Porter's book was pulled off of Amazon, because it was just horrific that somebody would even do a thing like that without touching base with the actual family, getting information from a trusted source like Kimora. And I'm gonna keep saying her name, even though I hear that she doesn't want me to say her name anymore. I'm gonna keep screaming her name because she is the key to all of this. But anyway, I go to Amazon just to check to make sure that the book is gone. But then I see other books, right? Just different book covers. And I'm like, what the hell is this? So this is the original book right here, and Chris Todd was using the alias Jamal T. Millwood, right? This is the original book. But if you go to Amazon, you will see all of these books with different authors. And you can see that the book covers of these books are totally different. Now, I don't know that the information inside these books are the same, or if they rearranged the information, or are these just certain people, certain idiots out here that are writing their own books trying to cash in on the passing of Kim Porter to potentially make $1 million or more? Because you know everybody and their mama want to know the truth about Kim Porter, but this just isn't it. So as you can see, there's an author named Jennifer L. Hudson. There's another author or a company that goes by Light Press. And then there's another author that goes by the name Alexis Monroe, and so forth and so on. And this is just nasty work. Who are these people? Are these people that are connected to Chris Todd some way, and they're just trying to get their money by any means necessary because the first book got taken off the shelves? But listen, this is nasty work. And it's mighty funny that these people were so afraid to put out this book when Diddy wasn't locked up, and they tried Albie Shur thinking that he was the weakest link, and he showed them that he's not. They're just trying to make money off of Kim Porter. This is sick. This is nasty work. And they should be held accountable. And so I'm pretty sure that the lawyers that are working in Albie Shur's corner going to take this to the next level. And they're going to make a few examples out here. These people that are behind the release of this fake book, they're going to get the book thrown at them, because in my estimation, this is just a demonic cash grab, and they're going to pay for this. Like my mom used to say a long time ago when she ran into demonstrative and evil people, you're going to mess around and bust hell wide open. And I hope that that's what happens if I'm keeping it all the way 100, because this is just sick. But anyway, I'm gonna let this go right here. I hope you guys drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about everything that was discussed within this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new here, consider subbing to the channel. I'll get with you guys later. Peace.